Hey everyone, it's Justin Michael, and I'm outside today. Actually, I'm at a place called Glen Olden Park. It's right by my house. Very beautiful park. There's a creek behind me. It's a really cool little bridge and lots of trees, And I'm studying the OM now, so learning the trees is initially started off with identifying trees that were on the OM, but now I'm sort of interested in all trees, and it's been fun learning, and trying to memorize them. People back in the day were just so much more in touch with nature, and the OM I feel is like a tribute to that. It's because trees were, you know, it was shelter for them, it was food, and they were just so much more in touch with nature. They didn't have iPhones and all this technology and all these distractions. They were much more centered in that respect with nature. So they had to know what tree was which because, they would know, an oak tree is good for building houses, and, certain trees had medicinal properties and berries and things like that. So they were very much in touch that way. So I like to come out in nature, and I've always been an outdoor person. I'm into the outdoor sports, do a lot of fishing and hiking, and I just like being outside. So I thought I would bring my camera with me today, and as I was walking out the door, I did see I had a package, and I actually got two packages. I got another deck I'll show you too. So I figured I would just show you what I got today and just maybe chat a little bit, say hello to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. This is the Tarot Deuce Tarot de all Arcs. Okay, it's very hard to pronounce, and I did a little research. This was from the printer studio and was recommended to me by Robin from Toadstool Tarot. I did see it on Simon's channel as well, but I was talking to Robin from Toadstool Tarot, and he always recommends some really cool decks. So I watched his walkthrough, and I decided that I really loved it because I've been looking for Marseille decks that are different, that are more colorful and just fun, because I am learning how to read with Marseille. I've been working mostly with Marseille recently, although I still use of course, Rider-Waite-Smith every day. I'm gonna try and open this. Sorry. Should have brought a knife with me. Here's my key. So I did some research, and I found out that actually because I was like, I had 2 years of French, but I'm not great with French, But I found out that, so it's spelled Desaux and then Arcs, des Arcs. Okay, bad pronunciation. But I found out that actually is pronounced Ozark in French. And shout out to Donna from the Ozarks. It means mountains, so that's where this is from. And synchronistically, I'm out in nature. No mountains, unfortunately. Got my trash, but yeah, mountains about an hour north of here. Actually less than an hour. We start hitting the mountains about 40 minutes away. We're just in a little bit of a flatland. We're in a valley here in Pennsylvania. There are some hills, but the mountains are just a bit away. We have the Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania, of course. I think I have my shirt, my Pennsylvania State Forest shirt on. I don't know if you can see that. Keep it wild. So yeah, like I said, this was recommended by Robin, and it's very beautiful. It's different, and I really, really liked it. It has just a really nice color palette, and it's very unique, So I'm just going to show you a few cards and look at them. But it is a Marseille style, there's no denying that. It's just not your typical Marseille, but this is my first time looking at it up close. So this is Printer Studio. These are the backs. The card quality is like not the greatest, It's not as good as MakePlayingCards.com, I've noticed. But it's not terrible, I don't think. It's just, it's not as good. They didn't really have any options either. I would like to see this deck on makeplayingcards.com, so you can, you know, choose some upgrades and things. Here's the Emperor. Very, very cool, you know. Now, this Lover's card is very interesting. I'm trying to get a good way to show you here. I don't do too many videos like this. I said, let me go outside and bring my camera and do something different. Chariot. And Strength. If you guys need to see any of these up close, or you have any questions, you know, just hit me up and I'll send you pictures or whatever. But there are reviews of this all over, actually. Here's the Hermit. So I went for a nice walk. I walked, I found this trail actually a couple of blocks away from my house, and it leads into the woods, and it's like a walking trail. So it was like jackpot. I never knew it was there. And it actually leads to this park, basically. Yeah, you gotta cross the road, and then here's Justice. Oh, the flies and gnats out today. Man, that's my card for the year. The Justice card, I've been saying all week. Every reading I've done, I've had the Justice card, and I've been saying 555 every night when I go to bed. And to me, the number 5 is change, you know. So I feel like we're in a period of change right now. I can feel it. I started feeling ill again, losing my voice. And I don't know if it's allergies or this bullshit that's going on. I have no idea. All right, and here's Tower. So as you can see, it's like, you know, it's very modern twist on, I'm not an art historian, but it seems like very like Picasso-ish, you know, but Marseille. Beautiful deck, and I can't wait to read with this. I just wish the cardstock was a little better. I'm glad I got it though. I didn't order a tin this time. I was going to order a tin, but I have a lot of bags at home, so I said I'll just use a tarot bag, you know. Those tins are nice though. I don't know if they're the same as makeplayingcards.com. They probably are. There's Judgment. I would say this cardstock is very like Llewellyn, you know, like that kind of cardstock. And here is Le Monde, the world. So let me show you some tip images, and then I'm going to show you this playing card deck that I have, which is really cool. I've been very much into playing cards lately. And I never really knew like how many beautiful, that was the Ace of Cups, how many cool, unique little playing card decks there are. So now, of course, I'm buying a whole bunch, and I'm going to do some reviews of some more tarot decks later in the week. I'm sorry, playing card decks that I'll be showing. I have the Star Wars playing cards from Bicycle. I have one. I received one. I'm just waiting on the second one. So when I receive that, that's when I'll do my Star Wars video. I'm really digging the Bicycle. All right, so let me show you some. So the cups are like, you know, they're pips, very Marseille style. Show you some court cards in the cups. I hope you can see the cards well. I'm not gonna take too long doing this. I want to keep the video short. Here's the Ace of Wands. I love this. This is brilliant what they did. I actually thought to myself, I said, you know, it would be really nice if one of these artists in the fashion of sort of the new choice Tarot de Marseille, if there were more options for Marseille, you know, artistic type options. I love the new choice. I wasn't a fan of it at first, but the more I get into Marseille, the more I love that deck. And you know, Roz is just really a talented artist, and I've been seeing some of his images for the his new RWS style, and it just looks phenomenal. I can't wait to get a hold of that. And I'll show you some pentacles. Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, hold on. So this is the Ace of Pentacles. There's the 2, and I want to show you the 3, which is really cool. Here is the 3. They look like cherries on a tree, which, you know, makes sense because of growth. You know, 3 is growth, creativity. I love the number 3. I'm very fascinated with it. Speaking of number 3, my numerology thing, I sort of put it on hold for a while because nobody seemed to be interested, and I suspect it's because it's very long and probably really boring. So I want to do something just a little short that's just going to be like a reference to, I'm going to continue with 3, and then I'll probably go back and refilm 1 and 2, and I'm just going to do something like simple, you know, just to, and I'm going to actually integrate the elements into it a little bit more. You live and you learn, you know. So that is the Tarot des Arcs. Forgive my French. Pardon my French. Oh, this is really cool. Let me show you this. So what number is that? I can't even tell. Oh, 7. 7 of Swords. It's like gray. Here's a cool one too, the 9. Okay, so that's that. And I have this other cool deck that I received today. It's a playing card deck. It's called the Odyssey deck. It's this little cool deck, and it comes with a little piece of paper. And I loved the images when I saw them. This isn't the right one. Sorry. Oh. Here it is. So I hope you can see this, but just as a little guide about all the things. So on the reverse side, I have the Ace of Spades. So this is the Ace of Spades was chosen for the printing of duty stamps, and you see that when you have older style playing card decks, you'll see that the Ace of Spades is usually the top card. And you'll see that back in the day, you know, with the Stamp Act, for instance, during the American Revolution, they would use the stamp itself as the card in the deck. So they would stamp that, and that would be the Ace of Spades. And they still integrate that into the modern Ace of Spades today. But you know, you'll see that because that's what they would, you know, and they didn't waste paper and stuff in those days. So it was just a playing card to them. Today we would flip out about something like that, you know, like stamp as part of our deck, but you know, that's just how they knew it was paid for. So you know, duty stamps, each deck was stamped with a seal which proved that the government received its due taxes, even though we still use the decorative ace card today. The stiff laws were eventually abolished. The Odyssey version is inspired by the concepts and motifs of royalty, navigation, and Freemasonry, which is all things I'm interested in as a Freemason and as someone who is a seafaring individual. Love the ocean, love boats. So we're going to show you some of these cards. Look at the box though first. See, I hope this light is a little strange, a lot of sunlight. I'm hoping my iPhone 11 is going to come through for me here. Really, really cool. It like almost looks airbrushed, and the quality of the cards right off the bat, I can tell you, is very bicycle type quality. It's very nice. So here is the glitter. Here is the Joker. sort of two individuals on there. This is very much like an oracle. You know, I saw this and I was like, it looks like an oracle. Here's the other Joker with a manatee. Here's the Ace of Spades I was telling you about. So it's got the columns on there, which we see in tarot. Of course, that comes from Freemasonry. In Freemasonry, you'll see the two pillars, and you see the B and the J on the pillars in the tarot you know, the Rider-Waite-Smith style tarot, and you see them in many other RWS styles. Well, that's because, you know, A.E. Waite was a brother Mason. He was a Freemason, my brother Mason, and Boaz and Jacquin are the names that are on the pillars, and Boaz was the architect of the King Solomon's Temple. That's where that comes from. So he was the architect, and he sort of oversees. And Jacquin, I forget what Jacquin was. He's also a figure, but of course that evolved into something, into polarity and all sorts of symbolism. But in Masonry, it stands for right and left, sort of like the Pythagorean Y, you know, the right path and the left path kind of thing, you know, polarity, balance. But they are the pillars of King Solomon's Temple. So, and of course they believed that that God himself, the Spirit of God, dwelled in the temple. So these are just regular pips. Sorry about the tangents. You know me, I just go off on these crazy tangents all the time. So I'm not going to show you every single pip. Let me show you the court cards. So let's see what this one says here. This is education. So this is the Jack of, I'm sorry, not education. Hold on. This is the Jack of Spades. So the Jack of Spades. So there are no exceptions to the dangerous challenges of the ever-changing, unsympathetic weather and the ocean's immense waves. It was unknown whether or not a sailor would survive the next treacherous storm, have their ships commandeered by pirates, or tossed out to their demise alone with the fathoms of ocean beneath them. So that's what that says about that card. Let's see, the Queen of Spades. Just to show you what it says. It's really cool, this little guide, you know. So this one says imprisonment. The strict terms of life that royalty inherited could make a person feel like a prisoner in their own skin. In Great Britain, there were strict terms under which nobility had to follow, such as being Roman Catholic and marrying a Roman Catholic of noble blood. The terms have changed since then in regard to marriages and relationships. You know, I'm watching this, what is that, this show, I'm in love with it. In fact, it's my favorite show now. It's called The Last Kingdom, with Uhtred, son of Uhtred. I'm addicted, man. I watched all 4 seasons on Netflix probably 5 times during this quarantine. But that's a theme in there is what I was getting at. You know, like the son of the king who eventually becomes king. You know, he was married to a woman who wasn't noble. They were married in secret. They had 2 kids. Well, the kids were confiscated and sent to a nunnery, and she was also sent to a nunnery, and the marriage was annulled because she wasn't noble. You know, it's cool, cool themes. King of Spades highlights how the innocence of the prince was tarnished in the years following his coronation as king. With enormous responsibility and endless luxuries, he chose to follow a stern and judgmental path based on the foundation of entitlement, thus leaving him. Oh, the wind blew it. Sorry. Thus leaving him to be revered as a cold and calloused human being. Okay, Ace of Diamonds. It's a sea monster. Let's see. Yep. So sightings of sea monsters were usually just a quick glimpse of a creature before it disappeared, and big fish stories were born. These beasts were usually imagined to be enormous, spouting water, swinging long arms, flashing sharp teeth, or beaks protected by a scaly or slimy exterior. There were countless descriptions where men and their ships were threatened by monsters of fierce strength. Well, you know, I mean, I've seen so many things in the ocean myself, that you know, you just don't know what they were. I think it might have been a manatee one time. I saw a manatee. It was in the Ocean City, Maryland harbor, and I was fishing, and a couple times my fishing pole almost got dragged in, you know. The one that got away, the fish that got away. Jack of Diamonds. Okay, this is a cool looking card. Missionaries from Spain brought Christianity in hopes to convert natives. Unfortunately, they also brought death in the form of disease. Beginning in 1519 to 1520, around 5 to 8 million natives perished, and smallpox was the leading cause of death. Diseases were passed in both directions, and syphilis was carried back from the Americans to Europe, quickly affecting large numbers of the population. Very cool, you know. Let's see, this one's got the... Well, this is very, very interesting. Let's see. The Aztec Mother Goddess. So this is obviously, on the bottom there is Our Lady of Guadalupe, and I guess the top is Our. So let me just read what it says. Aztec Mother Goddess, Tonantzins, Tonantzins, temple was destroyed by the Spanish. Peasant Juan Diego traveled to the bishop with evidence that Our Lady of Guadalupe appeared to him, revealing indigenous Spanish roses and miraculous image of the Holy Mother on his clothing, and orders to build a chapel in honor of Her Holiness at the Tepeyac Hill. This event won over the majority of the Aztecs, preventing the Spanish from declaring war and wiping out the Aztec population. So, you know, that it's pretty interesting how, you know, the missionaries would do that when they would go to different places, and they would, you know, sort of bring Christianity in the form of like colonialism, and they would sort of destroy temples, but they would align the image of Our Lady, the Blessed Mother, to the basically, you know, the goddess type aspect, because that's exactly archetypally what it represents, you know. And that's what that makes me think of. You know, it's like you know, there are so many parallels in Catholicism that go back to the old gods in a lot of ways, and the archetypes sort of remain the same. They just have changed slightly a little bit. Sorry, there's people yelling in here. King of Diamonds. China produced some of the most sought after products, including tea, salt, sugar, porcelain, and silk. Opium began to become part of the trade in China for medical purposes. Initially, by the 17th century, there had become a great desire for the substance. As the addiction to opium grew, demand caused wars between China and Great Britain. Well, obviously, we all know what this is about. This is addiction, and, you know, I'm sure we all have people in our lives that have opioid dependencies and things like that, and, you know, this is still a problem. So, okay, the King of Clubs. Most pirates had previously served in the Navy and had knowledge and confidence to sail ships and navigate the sea. Due to the unlawful nature of this occupation, battles at sea ensued and human casualties were enormous. So piracy is the theme here. The vast ocean became the final resting place for treasures as well as human remains. Many sailors kept a cat on their ship to control rat infestations and disease amongst the crew. That's why cats are awesome, because they helped sort of control those diseases by killing the rats. Queen of Clubs. Appropriation. Once a ship was captured, it was stripped of impractical embellishments and thoughtfully adjusted for increased speed. Smaller vessels could hide more easily but had less firepower and storage space, while the larger ships could carry more merchandise, firepower, and crew, but were not as fast and nimble. Successful pirate crews could purchase or commandeer a small ship and then trade up, but most pirates would remain with one or two ships. Anyway, I think that's about good enough. I'm just going to show you the rest. I'll tell you what this one is. This is the Jack of Clubs, and it is education. And then the pips are really cool in here too. The images are kind of small, you know, but they're very cool, and they have this like little kind of pirate map background. I like these. I'm starting to get really interested in these playing card decks. And you know, cartomancy started on playing cards, so you know, tarot is not the only way to do divination with cards. I feel like people who are into cartomancy are usually into both, though usually favor one or the other. Wow, look at that bird. That was like neon orange. I'll have to get a picture of that if he's still there. I got my camera with me. I don't know what that was. It must have been, maybe it's an oriole. It was neon orange. I've never seen a bird. Wow, look how beautiful that is. I wish you could see it. Oh, that's got to be an oriole. Let me see if I can get you guys to see it. Hold on. Oh, shit. Probably not. There he is. He's flying. You probably can't see it. Sorry. I can't figure out how to, like in mid-video, how to invert the camera, turn it around while it's filming. I think once you start filming, that's it. Wow, these birds in this park are beautiful. I got some really nice pictures of some birds last week, actually. There is the Jack of Hearts. So, you know. And I showed you the backs, I think, but so it's a really just another cool deck I have in my collection. Here's the Ace of Hearts. It's an elephant. The artwork is just really beautiful. I love it. Let's see. Odyssey cards highlights the struggles within humanity during the rapidly expanding world of the 16th through 19th centuries. It was a time when the landscapes of myth, magic, and legend were charted and mapped. Valiant heroes, fierce monsters, ancient gods, mighty tribes, and sea creatures were demystified and transformed into commodities of global economy. As our world grew and the finitude of our planet was confronted, mankind's journey outward ultimately turned inward and etched long-lasting roots through our cultures, religions, and lives. The artwork in this deck explores the ways in which these themes unfolded in the intertwined stories of people in that age of exploration. Through the intimacy of these portraits, we see both saga of their unique era and familiar themes that remain relevant in our own times. Basically, archetypes is what they are, you know, archetype cards, which is something fun for me. I mean, I love archetypes. So, I love the idea of archetypes. I love the Jungian thing. So that's all I have for you today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I think I'm going to have another video. I don't want to do too many videos. I had to delete a video last week because I lost a few subscribers. I know why, because I feel like I did I think 3 videos in 2 days, and it was just annoying for people. You know, it becomes overwhelming. People don't want that on their feed, so I'm going to try and keep it, you know, 2 videos a week, maybe even 1, you know, just to make my contribution, chat and catch up, and then but have people be, and I'm going to try and stay on a schedule. So I don't know, Fridays, usually I do them like over the weekend, or I'll do it like Monday or Tuesday, but I'm going to try and stick to a schedule just so everybody can, you know, get used to it and become a little more regimented. So I'll keep you posted on that. But stay well, everybody. Hopefully this thing's going to be over with soon. I'm losing my mind now, really losing my mind. I can't take it anymore. I can't take being in the house. I want to go to work. I want to, you know, go shopping and live my life. I'm tired of living like a caged animal. It's getting really annoying. But anyway, be well, my friends. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.